welcome back to the channel. No, I haven't gone mad and the channel isn't taking a different turn. I just thought I'd do something different today, and this is a video inspired by Ray at the Radio Workshop, and he does radio restoration on vintage wireless sets, medium wave sets, shortwave sets, all that sort of stuff. He's got a great channel. I'll bob a link in the description below, check it out. And a while back he started doing stories about pirate radio and recollections from pirate radio, from his younger days, from the CCF, all those sorts of things, and the really interesting stories. And he did one that featured around the paranormal. I say stories, they're like recollections, so they're not made up. And he did a paranormal one, and these videos, they're brilliant, definitely go and watch them, and they're racking up the views. And he set up a separate channel, and I left him a comment about something that happened to me and said I would make a video. So here's the video. Now I've only got one of these stories, so it's just a one-off, so it's not going to be something that that's a regular thing, but it's about my granddad, and here it is. So my nan, my mum's mum, passed away on the 23rd of December 2012, suddenly. She was 82, and which is a decent age, but it was really sudden, completely unexpected. She took ill, was in hospital, and within 2 days was gone. And me and my nan were like really close. We were like that, so close, and we got on really well. Used to meet up for coffee like 2 days before I took her out for breakfast for her birthday, and stuff. So it was a shock, and it's something that hit me really hard. And for those of you who've lost loved ones to death, it's something that you never get over, you just get used to it. So yeah, she passed away in 2012, and as I'm sure a lot of you watching this will know, when people die, the people that are left behind show the true colours, and people get greedy and people want things, unfortunately. And while we were just before Christmas clearing a house out, getting rid of certain things, it was a council house that she lived in, so it had to be cleared. While we were, still like trying to come to terms with the shock, we were clearing the house, and people would turn up, family, relatives that never bothered with her. Oh, can I have this? Can I have that? That vase was nice, that she's had for 50 years. Can I have it? I remember, like, the day after she died, we were in a house, and this woman from next door, who, to be fair to her, did a lot for my nan while she was alive, come round asking for an ornament that she'd had, and it took everything I had in me not to lose my temper. So you had people coming in, eyeballing jewellery, eyeballing bits of money, eyeballing televisions, and yeah, it was a hard time. Me and my mum and my dad, we cleared out the house, did the right thing. And one thing my nan always said to me was, when I die, she used to like hoard stuff, not like a hoarder, but she used to keep everything. A house was lovely, but she used to keep everything, and she said, when I die, you need to keep certain things for me, like my granddad's wallpapers, his D-Mob papers, just all sorts of little bits and pieces. So as the days went by and we were clearing the house, I started to just keep hold of little things. So we've got the National Blood Transfusion Service card there, that she used to use to donate blood. This is from 1951, which I kept. I've got this, the Happy Shepherd, Bentick Street, Ashton, which was a pub, an open shore brewery pub that her dad used to run, and that's the one of the little cards from there. And it's got little advice and poetry, and free to sit and free to think, free to pay for what you drink, free to stop an hour or so, when uneasy, free to go. Just little bits and pieces in that card there. So I kept that. I kept tons of stuff. National registration identity card there. When was this from? 1949, 1950, 1951, which I kept. Passport, there's actually two. There's a more modern one for identification purposes, and there's a bit of an older one in here which has got it expired in 1995, so 22 years ago. Yeah, I think this is stamped India. She went to India in 1996. She was, well into her 60s, and her son, my uncle, rang her and said, do you want to go to India for 3 weeks? And it was a month, and they went. So one of the things that I forgot I had was this tie, which was my granddad's tie, and it's a Marks and Spencer's St Michael tie, and he passed away in, I think, 1977. It was in the 70s anyway. He was only 42. He had cancer, so I never knew him. Never met him. I was born in 1988, so never knew him. And I forgot I had this tie, and for those of you who watch my vlogs, you'll know that me and my girlfriend are buying a house, and I was clearing out some stuff the other day, and I came across this tie, and it made me think of this story. Now, it's to do with like paranormal, spiritualism, that sort of stuff, which I'm very open-minded to. And this is what happened. So in 2012, in fact no it wasn't, it was 2010, so 2 years before my nan died, I was working with this girl who I used to speak to quite a lot, and she used to go to a spiritualist church, and she asked me if I wanted to go, and I was sort of like thinking, that's not really my thing. Didn't know what it was. I thought, nah, not gonna get into that. But she was like a really good friend, and she said, come with me. It'll be great. So went to the spiritualist church, local in the next town along from here, and you just pull up, walk in. You don't write anything down. You don't give any information. And you sit down. A little old woman at the front gives you a prayer book as you walk in, like a hymn book. You sit down, and it's full of sort of old people. I think we were the youngest ones there, and I sort of sat there at the back thinking, we'll see what this is all about. And for those of you who don't know what a spiritualist church is, basically a medium or a spiritualist stands at the front, and they go around the room, pick people on the go. For example, the gentleman at the back there, can I come to you? The gentleman will say, yeah. Go, I'm getting the spirit of your wife. She's telling me such and such a thing, and I was sat there thinking, this is nonsense. There's got to be some way. They must register. They must be regulars. It must be fixed. Blah blah blah. Didn't really think much of it. Left. I thought, yeah, it was interesting, but not really for me. So I told my nan that I'd been to the spiritualist church, and she said, can we go? So me, my mum, my nan, a few months later went. We took this tie, which is my Grandad George's tie, and we sat there for about an hour. Me, my mum, and my nan, and it was a different medium this time. Went around the room, picked all these people, and didn't come to us for an hour went past, didn't come to us, and then just towards the end, this medium made eye contact with me about 3 or 4 times. And at the very end, he was just about to go, and he said, the gentleman in the middle there, can I come to you? So I said, yeah, sure. So he said to me, I'm picking up, I can feel the presence of it, like a grandfather figure. So I thought, well, I'm in my late 20s, chances are my granddad's going to be dead. I didn't say anything, I just sat there, just no expression, just sat there and listened, didn't nod, didn't say yes, didn't blink, just sat there and listened to him. So he said, I'm getting a grandfather figure. So I thought, right, okay. He said he was a military man. I thought, well, most grandfathers were. He said, yeah, he was a military man. He said he's been gone a long time. So I thought, yeah. He said, husband of the lady on your left there. I thought, well, yeah, likely. And then this is a bit which sort of turned it around for me. He said, I'm getting a name. He said, I'm getting a George. So I thought, well, good guess. He said, George Austin, and he got his full name, George Austin, which, if he was John Smith, I think, yeah, good guess. But, George Austin's not the most common of names. And he said, you don't know him, you've never met him, he's gone before your time, but he wants you to know he's really proud of you. Military man George Austin, he's really proud of you. And at the time, I'd just been promoted at work. I think I'd just passed my driving test. Some other bits and pieces were going on, and I was having quite a decent time. So he got his full name, and he said, he wants you to know he's proud of you, and the reason he's not showing himself is because he doesn't want to upset anybody, which I thought, wow. And then he said, that's all I've got for you. I was cold, and I did right until even towards the end. I didn't say yes, no. I just listened, and at the end I just said thank you, and I was like, I had like goosebumps. It was really, really strange, and he then came to my mum. He said, can I come to you, the lady there? He said I'm getting energy from someone living. Who's living? She said, your husband. And she got my dad's first name, and what everyone calls him as well, which I thought was unusual, which I won't say on here. It's not the most common of names, but we call him one or the other, and this medium got both. He had just energy from the living world, and that's just a name I'm sort of hearing and seeing. I just thought it was amazing. And I've always been open-minded to that sort of stuff, but after that experience, it sort of really, really made me think. And I can't sit here and say I've seen a ghost, but I've had a lot of strange experiences, which I'm sure some people watching will have had. Some that I can explain, some I can't explain. And I used to have stuff regular all the time until the day my nan died, and ever since then I've never had anything since. So it does make you wonder. I keep meaning to go back to the spiritualist church. Now my nan's passed on. And she's with my granddad George, which is he died a long time ago, and she was never recovered from that. So I'm sure she's happy now. I'd love to go back and see if anything was picked up. And I've been meaning to go back for 4 years now, and never managed to go back. Don't know why. But yeah, I just thought I'd share that story with you. Please don't think I'm crazy. That's God's honest, hand on heart truth, what happened that evening. And like I say, you don't register, you don't give your name, you don't say who you are. It's literally a room full of chairs, full of people with an average age of 70, 80. And it's nice, and I was very closed-minded and sort of ignorant to it at first, but ever since that experience, it's sort of opened my eyes and made me very, very open-minded, whether it is spirit energy, whether it's an ability to pick up vibrations of energy that's been there, or read body language for me really well, who knows, but that's what happened. So I thought I'd share that with you guys. Normal service will be resumed soon. We've got plenty coming to the channel. Got a couple of radio videos coming up as well, and plan that I need to film. So yeah, hope you enjoyed that. Let me know what you think below. If you're open-minded to it, if you've had any similar experiences, if you've ever been to a spiritualist church, then drop us a message, drop us a comment. Love to hear your side of it. And thanks to Ray from the Radio Workshop for the idea as well. Great idea. Go and check his channel out. The stories I don't like the word stories because it implies that they're made up. The recollections that he tells are brilliant, and definitely an eye opener. So I'll leave that one with you guys. Leave us a comment, click the like button, click subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.